Hey and welcome to the Ray FF 1600 guide on a Charlotte long road course in iRacing. The key on this track is a clean line. You don't want to overpush the car, and instead you want to lean back and focus on hitting clean and tight apexes. I've also used a small cheat to finish this lap time, which I will share with you, because there's something unique you need to do in your quali when you want to finish on the best possible position. As always, you can download all lap files, which allow you to drive against my ghost in your practice session, from our community Discord, which is linked in the description down below, and I'm also offering coachings. You can find more information about them in the description as well. Stick close to the wall, hit the brakes shortly before you reach the finish line. You can use the logo on the left as marker for braking. Go hard on the brakes and shift all the way down into second gear. When I say close to the wall, then I mean it. Every inch counts because it allows you to carry more speed through the first turn. On the entry into the first turn, we will also leave the main track and drive from the banking onto a flat surface. The car can get unstable when you drive over this transition, which is why you want to make sure that you are done with your downshifts before you reach it and enter the infield and second gear. The rest of the turn is simple. Aim for a tight line and be aggressive on the throttle once you reach the apex. Approach the second turn on the far right edge of the track, and I'm using the halfway point between both tire barriers as marker for braking. Hit the brakes and shift down into second gear. Aim for a tight entry, and in this turn it's extremely important that you don't overdrive the car. You want to take it nice and easy, because if you overdrive it, it will be extremely tough to thread the needle through all those barriers which you want to avoid. Don't sleep in this turn and cut over the line to shorten your way towards the double right-hander. Your wheels should clip the outside line as you prepare a wide entry and aim for the upcoming inside curb. Aim for a tight entry. Lift as you reach the first inside curb, and you can also gently touch the brakes to control your speed as you drive deeper into the turn. Let the car swing towards the outside line, and when you are right between both apexes, then that's the point where you want to downshift into second gear and get back on the throttle again to give the rear a bit more grip. Keep applying pressure to the throttle, attack the exit curb, and when you hit it, then it's also the point where you want to go flat out again to accelerate onto the upcoming short straight. Drive onto the runoff to get a wide entry and use the end of the barrier on the left as marker. When you reach it, then you want to lift, turn in towards the upcoming inside curb and gently tap the brakes to bleed off some speed. It doesn't look huge, but you really want to make sure that you hit this curb. If you miss it, then you will go most likely wide on the exit and probably even deep into the blue and white runoff area, which will completely mess up the upcoming section for you. So don't take any chances, aim for a tight line around the barrier and hit this curb. Shift into second gear right at the exit, shortly before you get back on the throttle again to prepare the car for the upcoming tight section. Swing to the center of the track, engage the brakes and aim for the upcoming inside curb. We want to brake deep into the left-hander, which is why it's important that you maintain a soft touch on the brakes and listen to the car, because if you engage the brakes with too much pressure, then your rear will get loose and in the worst case you will spin. So take it easy, focus on your brake inputs and aim for a clean line. Hit the entry curb and keep decelerating as you drive further into the turn. Let the car swing into the turn, get back on the throttle and aim for a tight line around the second apex. Hit the brakes once the car is straight and aim for the upcoming inside curb, which is marked by the cone. You want to shift down into first gear and aim for a tight line through the upcoming double right-hander. Once you are in first gear, there's really not that much that can go wrong. Simply stick to the inside, accelerate along the inside and aim for a tight exit around the blue sausage curb. Turn in, lift and aim for a tight run around the wall once again. The curb will unsettle your car, which is why you want to coast into it and only pick the throttle up after your wheels are right on it. The next turn can be tricky because of the ups and downs and the change in the track surface, but there's a simple strategy which you can follow. First, you want to hit the brakes as you drive into the short compression, because this is the only point where the car will be stable enough for a big braking maneuver. Then you want to coast, control your speed along the inside and wait. And once you see this line, which marks the change between two different track surfaces, you want to pick up the throttle again and accelerate into the exit. The car will feel a bit wobbly around here, but you don't need to worry about it, because once you are past this line on the different track surface, you will catch a lot of grip. Point the car towards the runoff area on the left, hit the brakes and shift down into first gear to prepare a nice and smooth line throughout the last turn. This turn is easy, which is why you want to keep it simple and don't overdrive the car. Just aim for a clean line, clip the inside and accelerate onto the last straight. And here comes the cheat, because as you might remember, the first braking point is usually before the line. But if you brake before the line, it also means that you will lose time on your lap. So what I did here was simply not to brake at all, which is also something that I would recommend you for your second quali lap, because you gain 1 or 2 tenths completely for free, since you don't need the upcoming lap anyway. Have fun with the cockpit lap, please don't forget to leave a like, I wish you all the best for the next week and see you next time!